Hey everybody, Marcos Villegas here, being joined with Manny Robles, the trainer of Oscar Valdez, Jesse Magdaleno, Jason Quigley, and a lot of other guys over here at the Rock Gym in Carson, California. Manny, there's a lot of topics I want to touch with you on, starting first with Oscar Valdez. We're right in the middle of his training camp. How do you see his progression now that he's a world champion and coming into this title defense?
The same as it's always been, extremely hardworking, dedicated kid. So nothing's changed. He's more motivated than ever, of course, knowing now that he's a world champion. But he treats every fight the same way. He's an extremely hardworking kid. He's never overlooks anyone. So that's very important.
When you look at him engage his potential, how far away off is he to that potential? Right now, is he like at 70%? If you could kind of gauge percentage-wise of where he's at.
You mean conditioning-wise?
No, in terms of improving, where you could see like he could still grow as a fighter.
Absolutely. This is only the beginning with Oscar. I believe he still has a lot more room for growth. You haven't seen the best of Oscar as of yet. He's only going to get better with time.
What do you want to cultivate with him as a fighter? What do you want to see him improve in, if there's something that you could pick? Because I know overall he looks like he's a very good fighter, very quick, very explosive. But if I guess you could go and customize him, what would you bump up?
Just to make him a more well-rounded fighter in every aspect. Yeah. Better boxer, better defense, better offense. Better footwork. There's room for improvement. There's always room to get better. Whenever in every single aspect of the game. In reality, you never stop learning. You never stop growing. And I believe that, again, he hasn't reached his full potential. What am I looking at? What am I looking for? Again, everything. The jab, he has a great jab, but it can get better. The way he goes to the body, it's great. His body work is excellent, but I see room for improvement. So he can get better in every single aspect of the game.
We see clips of him online firing these super fast combinations that look explosive. When you're doing mitts with him or you have the body shield, how do those punches really feel?
Good. How do they feel? Well, man, my shoulder's killing me for one. And he can definitely, man. He's a full package. He can definitely crack. He's a heavy hitter. He can definitely crack and speed. Speed equals power, man. So at the end of the day, when you can hit us and use that speed and with combining it with power and controlled aggression, it's only a plus.
Has he gotten to a point where he's knocked the wind out of you yet? Has that happened yet?
You know what? There's been a couple of instances that maybe not so much the knock out the wind out of me because I wear a shield. Yeah. You can just imagine if I didn't. But there's been a couple of instances where it's come this close to him, like catching me with a hook I get a kick out of it because it hasn't happened yet. Hopefully it never will. But, sometimes these kids, and particularly Oscar, you ask for a certain combination and then all of a sudden they get distracted and come back with a different combo or a different punch, and I gotta be alert because I'm expecting something, and then all of a sudden they come back with something else, and I gotta be on point. You know what I mean? If I'm not, then there goes Coach Manny right there.
He has a guy that has a lot of heart, tough opponent he's fighting on this Pacquiao versus Vargas card, Hiroshige Osawa. What do you make of that matchup and the tape that you've seen of this opponent and what people can look out for when the fight's happening?
Well, we know we have Japanese fighters are known for being warriors, just like Mexican fighters are, and come forward fighters that they're always looking for a fight, and we have to be ready. We have to be ready for particularly the inside fight. This guy's gonna look for he's gonna come he's gonna come after Oscar and be the aggressor. And try to make the fight in close, so we have to be ready for that. That's what I'm looking out for, really. It's just the inside fight, and obviously that's what we're working on, and being able to work on the inside, and not only that, but obviously control the distance, control the center of the ring, control the pace, and and pretty much get this guy to open up. And when he does, get to counter, get him to open up and counter. That's what we're looking for, most of all.
In the last fight that Oscar had, in which he became a world champion, he knocked the guy out in 2 rounds. It was a spectacular performance. Is there a lot of pressure to outdo that performance, or is that not on your guys' mind?
Never. We never talk about that. This is the reason why we work as hard as we do. Knockouts come on their own. If it happens in the first round, if it may happen in the second, fifth, last round. You never know. These things we don't plan for. We just work 12 rounds. See, that's what we're focusing on. That's what we're ready for. Every time he's a world champion now, he's a 12-round fighter now. That's what we're focusing on, going the distance. We never focus on going 1 or 2 rounds or trying to look better than the last time. I mean, yes, we're always trying to look better than the last time. We're always trying to get better than the last fight, but that's us. That's just who we are, not because anybody's pressuring us to look better, to do better. It's us. We want to get better. I want him to get better. I want him, he hasn't reached his full potential, so meaning that I'm only expecting for him to look better with every fight, but that not because we're being pressured to do so. It's just it's self-pressure. It's a type of pressure that we add on us, that we put on ourselves.
Does the Alligator...
I hope that answers your question.
It does. It does. A lot of people ask about his pet, the alligator, or the crocodile that he has. Does it ever worry you, and have you met him?
Well, no, I haven't met him yet, and I don't want to meet him. I'll tell you that right now. I have no interest in meeting that alligator. But as a matter of fact, he showed me a picture of the alligator just yesterday. Man, that thing is getting huge, man. That thing's getting big. So, that's it. This kid is... I mean, he's different. He's not only that, but I mean, he's looking into adding a cheetah, if I'm not mistaken, to his zoo, already zoo, and some other wild animals and whatnot. So hey, you know what I mean? Just be careful, man. I mean, I know, it does worry me, to be honest with you. But, I mean, if you look at his lifestyle, man. I mean, he's a fighter. He's a warrior. So, this kid, that just tells you that this kid isn't scared of anyone or anything, for that matter.